Hey guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been meaning to get hold of a decent electric sharpener for quite some time now. A lot of people have been asking me to do reviews of them. I just haven't been able to get round and buy one just yet. But as luck would have it, Afmat contacted me last week. It might have been a little bit further back. And they had said that they had seen my content and stuff, and they would like for me to review this for you. And I just thought, yeah, that's a great opportunity for me to do this, because, like I say, so many people are asking. Sharpeners are always one of the things that a lot of people ask about, because at the end of the day, the colour pencils that we use are very expensive, and we want to try and get the best point on the pencil that we can, but without having to, get a sharpener that's going to eat half the pencil before you even get round to using it, that kind of thing. So everybody's always on the lookout for a really good sharpener. Now, I've done a couple of reviews of sharpeners over the years. The Cairn Dash hand crank one, the MNR little handheld ones, the brass ones as well, a few others. This one here that I got quite a while ago was not very good at all. So I didn't buy it for the review purpose. I just bought it to see what it was like for myself, but it was terrible, absolutely terrible. So I was really quite happy when Afmat got in contact with me. So you can see the box here. So let me just explain the different things that are available on this. So they say that there's 3 sharpness settings. We'll get to that in a second. It fits 7mm pencils and then as thick as 11.5 mils. Now, I don't have a pencil that size. Even the Faber-Castell Abracadura, the big ones, the Magnus ones, I think they're called, they're not up there at the 11.5. But I'm going to show you as many different pencils as possible here tonight on this review. You charge it up with a USB cable, which is inside the box. So once it's charged, you unplug the cable, and obviously then you can just move it around anywhere. It says here auto dislodge broken leads. Now, if it does that, that's excellent. Really good feature. And then auto feed and eject. Now, I've seen some auto feed and eject pencil sharpeners in the past, and they eat the pencil quite a bit. You can see here on the side here, it's got different kinds of pencils here, and it just says 7mm, 9mm and 11mm. So as thick as 11mm. Now, it doesn't say anything about the shapes of the pencils. Like some pencils have got that triangular shape. So I'm not 100% sure how it's going to perform with those, because I do have like a triangular shaped pencil to test. So we'll just have to see, because all of these pencils that I'm going to run through with you, I've not tested them yet myself. I wanted to do it live here so that you get a first time view just as I'm getting it as well. There was no point in me doing it and then coming on here and doing it again, because I just didn't see the point in doing that. I have tested it with a couple of pencils, so I kind of know what it's going to do with like 1 or 2. But some of these other pencils that we're going to look at, I have no idea how it's going to perform, because I've got some really slim pencils and some thicker pencils. So we'll have a look at those. So like I say, you get this box, and inside the box you'll have some images popping up here. You get this. Now there's different colors that this little thing comes in. It's like a robot, but you can see there's a bit of a weight to it. You can see that it's quite a size. Well, when I say quite a size, you know, it's big, like it's not tiny. There's a pencil. So it's about just slightly bigger than an ordinary pencil. Down on the bottom here it says Afmat. And there's a dial here at the bottom. So you've got 3, 2, and 1. 1 gives you the finest, the longest point. 2 gives you a sharp pencil with kind of like a dull part on the actual point, and then 3 will give you a really dull pencil, but it's still kind of like sharpened, if you understand what I mean. I'll show you, don't worry, I'll show you that in here. On the back here you can see this is the USB-C port for charging. You get the cable comes inside it. When it's charging, this little light here will flash on and off. So just let me show you that now. So the USB cable just plugs in here, and you can see there that the light is flashing. Now when you've got the cable on, it won't work. So when I tried to put the pencils in, it just didn't work. So I'm guessing that's a safety feature. So I'm just going to take it out now. To empty it, you just take this, you twist this little top head off. It looks like R2-D2, I suppose. It's supposed to be like a little robot. You take this off, and that's how you empty it. So inside is where the blades are, and that's how the pencil gets sharpened. Now, if you can see, I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to see this. There you go. So if you can see in there, there's like, you can see those little rubber wheels. They are what, now they expand, so they move in and out according to the thickness of the pencil. They grip hold of the pencil and drive the pencil down and then bring it back up again. So that's how the pencil sharpener works, really. On the very top here, again, you can see that looks like an oval, but this is the membrane round here is plastic. So when you push a pencil in there, it obviously widens for the pencil. And then you just simply, if you see there's a little catch there, and you line it up and twist until it clicks, and that's it, you're good to go. Right, so obviously you can tell here that this is a different angle that we're doing all of this from. I'll do my best to call out the barrel sizes here, but if I don't get them all, you will be able to get them on the written review. I'll have them all up on the written review. So I'm just going to show you the actual sizes. So with the dial at 3, 2, and 1, you can see an image popping up on your screen here now. This is the same pencil, like 3 pencils from the same brand, and you can see just how different the cores are. The center one there, it's still sharp, but it kind of like takes off the very, very tip of it, making it like squaring it off. And then the same with the third one there, it just kind of like squares it off a little bit. The first pencil that we'll do here is Prismacolor. This Prismacolor is one of the most notorious pencils for breaking in sharpeners. Prismacolor have a 7mm barrel with a 3.9mm, roughly thereabouts, core. So all you do is push the pencil down and leave it, let it go, and you see it comes out. Now I had that at 3, so you can see there that it's not very sharp. So I'm going to turn it round to 1. And do the same thing again. And there you go. You get a much, much better point. And I've got to be honest with you, I'm actually really impressed with the point. I've seen some electric sharpeners, and the point that it produces isn't that great. So I'm really impressed with it. Okay, next up we've got the Derwent drawing pencil. So the Derwent drawing pencil is notoriously difficult to sharpen with different pencil sharpeners because it's such a thick pencil. So I've got it on the sharpest setting. I'm just going to use the sharpest setting from here on in, because you can see what the three different settings produce. So I know whenever it goes in there, you can see there again, really, really good point. And I know when it goes in, it looks like it's eating the pencil up, but let me see if there's a way of gauging this better. So the next pencil is the Lara Rembrandt Polycolor. So this is a thinner, pencil, the Lara Rembrandt Polycolor. So you can see here that there's about just over an inch of wood between the Lara writing and the core. So let's see how much of it takes. Don't forget, this is the sharpest setting. Okay, so there you go. It hasn't touched the Lara, so it's taken off about an inch. But don't forget, this pencil was right down. It didn't have a core on it, so it is obviously going to take a little bit more. But you can see here that the points are really good. Next up, we're going to do the luminance. So I've got a brand new Caran d'Ache luminance here. You can see the core, it's a little bit done, but not much. So the barcode there is very, very close to the core. So let's see how much of it, because the core's already a little bit sharp. Let's have a look and see. Okay, so you can see there it's just touched the barcode, but you can see again the point is really, really good. The really good thing about this is, for people like myself, when we do reviews, when I get a new box of pencils, I've got to sharpen them first, and it's a real pain in the backside doing it, because especially if you've got like a 150 set or like the 500 set that it did, it's really difficult, and it's sore in the hands when you've just got like a little hand turning one. Even a hand crank pencil is still troublesome. So next up is the Koh-i-Noor Aquarelle Magic. So that's like has the three colours in the core. This is a triangular style barrel. I forgot to mention, sorry guys, the Derwent drawing pencil is a round barrel. It's 8mm and it has a 4.8mm core. The Lara Polycolor is a 7.1mm. It's a round barrel and it has a 3.6 3.6mm core. The luminance, it's a round barrel with a 7.7mm barrel and a 3.8mm core. This one that we're about to do here, this Koh-i-Noor one, is triangular barrel, an 8.6mm barrel and a 5.2mm core. So let's have a look and see what happens here. Wow. Wow. I've got to say, I'm actually quite impressed there. When Koh-i-Noor sent me these and I did a review of these, I'm not too sure whether you've seen before I put it in, but I had to use a knife to sharpen them because none of the sharpeners, including the Caran d'Ache hand crank sharpener that I had, did a good job of these. It was just terrible. So that is quite impressive for me, I have to say. Look at the point on that. Really impressive. And this is kind of like the biggest barrel I have in this range that we're going to go through. Next up is the Dermot Lightfast. So the Dermot Lightfast one that I have, you can see there that the core isn't very big. There you go. Really nice point. Okay, so next up, I've got a Prismacolor Very Thin. So, the Derwent Lightfast is a round barrel with a 7.7mm barrel and a 3.6mm core. The Prismacolor Very Thin is a hexagonal barrel and it has a 6.4mm barrel with a 2.3mm core. So really, really slimline little pencil. That's what they were designed for. So let's take a look at the core there. You can see it's all the way down. Wow, that didn't go in for very long there. It's done a really good job. So far, I'm really impressed with this little thing. Like I say, they come in lots of different colours. I think there's about 4 or 5 different colours that you can get it in. Next up is the Pablo. So, while we've got the Pablo, let's just show you. Let's go to the level 3. Okay, so that's the one that's not going to give you a very sharp point. You can see there that the Pablo is, the core of it is wore down. The Pablo is a hexagonal barrel, 6.6mm barrel with a 3.8mm core. So I'm going to use all 3 settings on this pencil just to give you an idea, an indication, even though I've shown you a picture of it, but let's see it in real time. And so we're going with the dullest one and then we'll go all the way up to the sharpest one. I mean, like that went straight in and straight back out again. Didn't really do much, probably because it was so small in any case. So let's take it round to the second one. Okay. So you can see there that it doesn't really provide a fine point. It's sharp, but the end of it is kind of like squared off. The core of it is squared off. You'll see some images coming up on your screen, don't worry. And next is the sharpest setting. Yeah, that wasn't going to do an awful lot there, but you can see it is slightly different. So between the 1 and the 2 settings, they are slightly different. They both provide a decent length on the core, but the second one just squares it off a little bit. The first one gives you a needle sharp point, and then the third one gives you a really tiny squared off core. Next up, we're going to do the Derwent Ink Tents. That's a round barrel with a 7.5mm barrel and a 3.7mm core. So, Derwent Ink Tents, quite a hefty pencil as well. We're just going in for the sharpest setting here. And there you go, another really good point. I've got to say, guys, you know, I'm quite impressed with this little thing. Next up is the Faber-Castell Polychromos, round barrel with 7.5mm barrel and a 3.6mm core. So this is a new Faber-Castell Polychromos pencil. So you can see there that the core is like it's new when you get it out of the box. So let's see how that performs. Very good. Really impressed. Really happy with this. Next up is the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer water soluble pencil. Now Afmat say not to use pastel pencils or charcoal pencils in this little thing, but I'm going to try and see what the results are. But if you go ahead and get this and then you use a pastel pencil on it or a charcoal pencil, I should imagine that if anything goes wrong with it, Afmat won't do anything to help you, because you've gone against what they've specifically said. This thing doesn't sharpen, but that's not to say that it won't sharpen them. But let's take a look in any case. So this is the Albrecht Dürer, the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer. Another hefty pencil. It's a hexagonal barrel, 7.3mm core, and a 3.6mm core and a 7.3mm barrel. There you go. Another excellent sharpen. I just love how you put the pencil in the slot and it just takes it down and spits it back out again for you. Next is the Derwent watercolor pencil, hexagonal barrel, 6.5mm barrel and a 3.1mm core. So you can see here the core is wore down just a little bit. It's quite a slim little pencil, this. Bit like the old Derwent Studio pencils that you used to get. So there you go, another nice, really nice point. I've got to be honest with you guys, right? I'm going to write this in my review because I'm always honest with you, and I'm always honest with the companies as well. I seriously was not expecting this little thing to work as well as it has done so far. You know, I've demonstrated quite a lot of different barrels. The triangle barrels are normally a real pain in the backside, especially the thicker triangle barrels. Really difficult to sharpen no matter what you're using, and this little thing just cut through it like butter. Next up is the Derwent Artist. Now, I know this barrel is the same as the Derwent Drawn and a little bit same as the Derwent Inktense. However, the reason I've included this is because the core on the Derwent Artist is really tough. It's a hard core pencil. So you can see here it's a brand new Derwent Artist pencil as well. It's not been... and actually, this is a good time to say, so this point here that you can see is what the the third setting on here will provide for you. So if you've got a pencil with a that needs sharpening, but you just want a blunt set like core, so that you can do, I don't know, burnishing or something like that without snapping the core off, the third setting would be the best setting to use, and it's going to give you a point like this, or a core like this. So let's see how this fares up. Excellent. Really, I'm so impressed with this. I really am. Okay, so next up we're going to go through a couple of graphite pencils, and I've got a few different grades here as well. So I've got the Caran d'Ache Graphite, and I've got a 3H. Now I normally find that the H side of graphite pencils can be a little bit difficult to sharpen, and the further up the H line you go, like 6H and 7H, that kind of thing, the cores are really super brittle, and so they are very difficult to sharpen. I know a lot of graphite artists don't use sharpeners. In any case, they will take the wood off and leave quite a long length of graphite core, and that's absolutely fine. But for those that want to just use the sharpeners, this is the Caran d'Ache Graphite 3H pencil. It's a hexagonal barrel, 7.5mm barrel, and a 2.5mm core. Now don't forget, in graphite pencils the core size changes according to the grade. So an 8B pencil, graphite pencil, in the Caran d'Ache Graphite will be much thicker than an 8H from the same brand. It's just the way it is. Wow. Okay. When that first went in there, I didn't think that was going to sharpen it, but it has. It's done a great job. Next up, I have a Koh-i-Noor hard mouth, and I've got a 3B this time. The Koh-i-Noor is hexagonal barrel, as you can see here, 6.6mm barrel, and a 2.4mm core. But again, don't forget, this is a 3B, so it varies. I always find that the B ranges of the pencils sharpen really well. You can see there. Excellent. And then finally we've got the Staedtler Mars Lumograph. This is a 5H hexagonal barrel, 6.6mm barrel, and a 2.1mm core. So 5H, really brittle. Let's see how this does. I genuinely wasn't expecting it to provide a decent point for that 5H. So really impressed. Right, let's get a look at some pastel pencils here. Okay, so first up we got the Derwent Pastel. You can see there that the core is pretty blunt. The Derwent Pastel is obviously a round barrel, 7.6mm, and it's a 3.5mm core. So let's see if it does this. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not going to break this little thing, because I'm actually really happy with it. Oh, all right. Okay, so it's broke off. So it says that it has this auto dislodge thing, so that's excellent. So let's have a look and see if it has dislodged the pastel. I'm not going to send in another pastel pencil, but to see if it's dislodged, I'm just going to use a graphite pencil here. Right, well, look, right, okay, so I've just put that in straight after the core broke on the Derwent pastel. And so by rights, the bit that broke off should have been still within the teeth of the... Let me show you. So this is the kind of blades that's inside the Afmat. And what happens is, when the core breaks off, it sticks... Let me see. It sticks in here, in this little bit here. And you have to get something to wiggle it out. Normally, and I mean, like, I have to do it on this Caran d'Ache one. So if I had done the pastel pencil in the Caran d'Ache one there, I would have had to have got that core out by myself. But this little thing here has done it. So it says on the box that it has this auto dislodge. I'm going to put this in one more time. Let's have a look and see. There you go, it's done it. It's sharpened it. Okay, so next up is the Faber-Castell Pip Pastel, round barrel, 6.6mm and 2.4mm core. As you can see with this one, now this one's a little bit different, okay, because I've used a knife to sharpen this. Because I've had problems with nearly every single sharpener I've ever used with pastel pencils, I just gave up and I started using a craft knife to sharpen them. And I have a little handheld electric sander, and I just sand the point into a point, the core into a point. Let's see how this is going to perform. Right, okay, so there you go. So that's 2 pastel pencils that this little thing has just done an amazing job on. I mean, like, in fairness, they said not to use pastel pencils, so, you know, I just wanted to run the gauntlet and have a look and see. But I've got to say, I am absolutely well impressed with this little Afmat sharpener. Okay, so I forgot to mention, on the bottom here, you've got these little rubber pads to stop it wiggling all over the place. And this here is just where the rechargeable battery is housed. You can take that off, because I took it off to make sure, you know, I didn't know whether you could put batteries in it as well. But guys, that's my review here of this little Afmat. Now, over on the written review, I will have the price for this little thing, and you could see there that I've done a whole range of pencils. I know I've missed out a couple, but some of them are just replicas of the others in any case. But I put a really good selection in there, but they did say not to use pastel pencils in this. However, the other 2 pastel pencils sharpened beautifully in it, so it's entirely up to you if you wanted to go down that route and get this for your pastel pencils. But you have to understand, if anything goes wrong with it, Afmat won't be able to do anything about it, because they make it clear not to use pastel pencils or charcoal pencils. So that's it, guys. If you've got any other ideas of electric sharpeners, let me know. But I'm in love with this thing so far. So or if you've got one of these, let me know in the comments section. Let's get a bit of a conversation going, because I know a lot of people who've got difficulties with their hands, arthritis in their wrists, that kind of thing. They need things like this, especially the auto feed ability on this, to sharpen the pencil and just, take it in, take it back out again, and all they've got to do is just remove it from the top. There's nothing to do there. So really impressed. Don't forget, guys, if you've liked this video, if you've liked the content on this channel, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, but more importantly, leave a comment. I love reading the comments. I think the conversations that we can get going is just amazing, and that's what I really love about doing these videos, is the comments from you guys, the stories that you guys share, the opinions that you guys share. That's what I really love about doing this. But like I say, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, only if you think the channel is providing value to you. It's free to subscribe. You don't get any spam email or anything like that. It just means that when I do giveaways and stuff like that, you'll get a notification, so you won't miss out on giveaways. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.